Hello and welcome. My name is Natalie and this is Flamin' Hot Reviews. So today I'm back with, dare I say, an absolutely popping product. Specifically, that is Flamin' Hot Smartfood White Cheddar Popcorn. So this is a little bit of a different product than what I normally review, as normally it would be something that's a chip or, you know, the little round cylindrical, whatever you would call a Cheeto is. These, of course, are popcorn. So it's going to be a little bit of a different angle. They do have a little blurb on the back that I think is important to read. You can kind of see it there. And that is, Flamin' Hot White Cheddar is here. Other snacks can go now. Now that, I mean, that's a high bar. I mean, basically saying that, you know, as the bag claims, this may be the only snack you ever need again. So let's go ahead and just dive right in. We're going to be testing for texture, taste, and of course spiciness. And we'll see if it measures up. We'll see. All right, I'm going to go ahead and open the bag now. All right, let's go ahead and get a look here. So if you're familiar with the normal white cheddar popcorn made by this brand, it's essentially popcorn. They usually look white and they are dusted with a light coating of, you know, white cheddar cheese dust. That's a little different than the standard Cheetos dust, which has different kinds of cheese in it. This one is a bit more milder. It's not quite so like in your face cheesy, but the normal non-Flamin' Hot version is pretty good. I've had it a lot of times before, and so now you can see we have changed the way it looks. It's this bright red color. Some of the white bits of the popcorn is still showing through, but you've got this really nice, like, kind of mottled, you know, red and white color. It's very visually appealing. Definitely makes me want to eat it. I mean, when you open up the bag, you can kind of see, you get this really nice, bright, like, bam, you know exactly what it is from the get-go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just give a couple a try, and we'll begin the actual review. Okay, so starting with the texture. So this is, of course, popcorn, which means that you're gonna get that light, airy, you know, kind of dissolve in your mouth fluffiness that you expect from popcorn, with, you know, partnered with that kind of nice, light, crunchy, not quite a crispy, but you know what you get from the corn husk. So, I mean, it's here. It's popcorn. And this is some well-popped popcorn. I mean, what can I really say? You know what popcorn is. You've probably had it before. If you haven't had it before, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go eat some popcorn. Stop watching this video. But my point is it's good. Everybody likes popcorn. Now, my only complaint is, of course, that these do have, you know, lots of the little corn husks in them. They are going to get stuck in your teeth. So that is a little unfortunate. If you know, if you're not looking for that, if you're not liking that, not going to be good for you. Another plus side of the texture of the popcorn is that according to the back of the bag here, it is high. It's got a lot of whole grain in it. So I guess you could probably make an argument these are something of a healthy snack. You know, they're not super greasy. They don't. I mean, they do have some fat in them, of course, but not a lot of cholesterol. So hey, you know, if you like Flamin' Hot foods and you're kind of like, well, you know, they're a little unhealthy, they're chips, I don't want to eat them, this could be a good alternative for you. Apparently they're also gluten-free, which is kind of a dumb thing to say because yeah, it's corn. Corn doesn't have gluten in it. So, of course they're gluten-free and no artificial flavors. So, I mean, that's kind of nice, which is kind of funny because if you look at the ingredients, they've got definitely lots of very weird, you know, things like sodium caseinate and you know, artificial color and stuff like that. So, I guess there's no artificial flavors, but there is still some artificial stuff if that's something that matters to you. So anyway, though, texture, you know, it's good. Everybody loves popcorn. I mean, it's so snackable. You put it in your mouth, it practically dissolves. You're like good to go. I could eat 1 million of these and not even realize that I'm eating them. They just go down so easy. But you do have those corn husks that are going to get stuck in your teeth. So it's going to detract a little bit. But as for the texture itself, on a out of 5 scale, probably going to have to give these like a 4. But it's definitely like a light 4. Like if you really don't like that popcorn, you know, husks getting stuck in your mouth, it's a 3 solid. So it's close, but ultimately I am going to give it a 4 because it's popcorn. It's good. Now, moving on to the flavor of these. The flavor is where these really, really shine. You got like 3 things happening here. You've got one, the base of the popcorn itself. So you have that like corn flavor, but it's like, it's toasty. You can tell that it's been roasted and it's been popped. You know, it's got that really nice, like just really strong popcorn flavor that really comes through. Now, unlike typical popcorn, it's not super buttery. You really just get that like nice corn flavor. And that, of course, blends well with the cheese dust that they have on here, with the white cheddar, which the flavor of that, you know, a lot of times when you get these Flamin' Hot products on something like, on something that normally has a cheesy flavor, so something like a Dorito or like Cheetos even, you know, the cheese flavor doesn't always shine through. It kind of takes a back seat. But in this instance, I would actually argue that the white cheddar, mild though it is actually what really comes through for this. So you have that corn flavor, you have that cheese flavor, almost kind of gives it like a Southwest Mexican vibe, especially when you put the Flamin' Hot in there with it. Because the Flamin' Hot, I mean, these are spicy, don't get me wrong. I mean, we'll get to the spiciness factor. But you really taste that Flamin' Hot, you know, that cayenne. You know, I'm just looking at the ingredients here. Looking for, you know, these things that they're adding in. But you know, that cayenne, you know, that little kick that adds to it. That's certainly present. But it's definitely this time not the main star of the dish. And I actually think that is an improvement in this case. I mean, because the cheese, they really married the cheese with the spiciness, and it preserves the original flavor of the Smartfood popcorn, which is very well known, very well loved by myself, especially. But they just add that nice like spicy layer right on top. It's like a seamless, perfect transition, and it really does feel like you're eating like a spicy, cheesy corn dish. It's really nice, really, really, really nice. So flavor, honestly, 5 out of 5 from me. Easy, like that. Like these are really good. This is a snack that like. There are times when I would probably go to the store and I'd be like, you know what? I might actually buy these over regular Flamin' Hot Cheetos because I want something a little bit different this time. Because, you know, Flamin' Hot Cheetos are also made of corn. They're like a cornmeal base that is kind of mixed together and toasted and all that. These, though, definitely have a stronger corn flavor. You know, that's also more of a star. So, flavor, really, really good. Highly recommend. 5 out of 5. Now, spiciness. This might be a little bit where I talk down a little bit on these, because as far as spiciness goes, kind of touched on it in the previous segment, but really not that strong. I mean, like, a lot of times, so you take a bite of this, it goes in your mouth. My initial reaction, it doesn't taste spicy. It hits my tongue, I'm tasting the popcorn, I'm tasting the cheese, and then only after it's kind of laid on my tongue does the spiciness really hit. Like, as I'm like swallowing it, then it's like, oh, that's right, it's kind of spicy. So that, I mean, to me, as a lover of spicy food, as Natty Spice herself. I mean, I would like to see just a little bit more. Just that initial hit, right, when you take it. It's more of like a time release. You know, this is kind of like a, in a way, it's kind of like it's like a grenade, you know. You put it in your mouth, you're pulling the pin, you're releasing the trigger, but you don't get anything. And then it's going to hit you, and it's going to be spicy. And you're like, whoa, okay, these are spicy popcorn. But even then, it definitely feels like the spiciness is a little subdued. And I know this is something I've kind of touched on before, but that probably has to do with the fact that the cheese is a dairy component. And so, you know, the lipids from the milk that's in the cheese, and this has, you know, real milk in it. It's one of the ingredients. It's got the oil in it. So these do, you know, because it's popcorn, they use oil to help pop the popcorn. So this does have a good amount of vegetable oil in it. It's got a good amount of milk in it. And anytime you're adding those fats, the lipids in the fats kind of act like little, they like catch the capsaicin and the molecules that are part of the spiciness, and they kind of hold them, and that can subdue the spicy flavor. And I think that's kind of what's happening here. So while to me that's going to be a bit of a distraction, going to knock a little bit off the score, if you are someone who's like, you know, I want to get into Flamin' Hot products, you know, I want to get into it, really get eating them, but I just have a hard time overcoming that spicy barrier, this could be a good entry point for you. You know, a lot of people, when they start eating Flamin' Hot foods, you know, they seem really hot, but you gotta, like, you know, it's really something that, like, you gotta kind of work at. You gotta, you know, it's like an acquired taste. And in a way, I mean, I think that's a good thing, you know. You gotta, like, really try. If you want to conquer the Flamin' Hot, you gotta be at it. You gotta be eating them a lot. And your tongue will kind of get used to it, and they won't seem so spicy anymore. Flamin' Hot popcorn, this is a good entry point. You know, if you're not a spicy person, if you're not a spicy guy or gal or pal, this could really be a good, you know, starting point. So, while for me, the spiciness is only going to get a 3 out of 5, if, you know, I'm going to add an asterisk next to it. I'm going to add the caveat that 3 out of 5 for me as someone who likes spicy and is looking for a nice, like, challenging spicy snack. But for you, if you're not, this is perfect for you. So 3 out of 5, but, you know, it's a little variable. You know, something I'm going to have to let you decide. So to kind of tie the review all together, I know I kind of gave this, for as much praise as I've heaped on these, you know, the aggregate score is a little low, you know, 4, a 3, and a 5. That said, these are still really good. I don't want you to detract. Really, it's like in the scope of Flamin' Hot products, these really don't taste like they are a Flamin' Hot product. Like if I were to eat one of these and I were to eat a Flamin' Hot Cheeto and I was blindfolded, I probably wouldn't know that they're both under the same Flamin' Hot branding. These are really kind of like in a class of their own, which some people might see as a good thing, some people might say is a bad thing. They're a great snack. They really are good. So as far as, you know, other Flamin' Hot products go, they don't really feel like they fit in the same category, but they're still really great, and I highly, highly, highly recommend you try these. So just to sort of recap real quick, that's going to be a 4 out of 5 for the texture, but remember it's a little borderline. Flavor though, 5 out of 5. Really great. I could eat these all day, honestly. Spiciness, only a 3 out of 5. It's good. It is spicy, but it's a little bit of a low. But that being said, could be a low barrier of entry for those who are more Flamin' Hot novices. So all in all, thank you. I thank you for watching. I hope you give them a try. Let me know what you think. If you've had these before, let me know what you want me to review next. I do have another product lined up, so to give you a little bit of a sneak peek, I will probably be doing Flamin' Hot Doritos next. But if there's anything else you'd like me to review, I know Takis Fuego have been highly requested. Those are definitely coming up. But yeah, thank you for watching, and give them a try. Spicy popcorn.